And so you need to be able to adapt to that. So this conversation is really important for people who want to present with clarity, not confusion. Now, I know your New York NYU has adopted your book and you've coached TEDx speakers and entrepreneurs. I want to go before that point and kind of get you into the moment when you were early on in your presentation life. And what was the most painful presentation moment? What was the most painful presentation failure?
I had a number of failures, and it wasn't so much a specific presentation, but those failures are very much connected to my ability or inability at the time to get my message across. Now, for example, before doing what I do now, I launched a blog, and I did it for a few years. Every week I would publish an article, and we're talking about long form articles before AI. So you really had to write those articles word by word, word for word. And it took a lot of time and effort and passion. And my objective was to get to thousands of readers, because then once you have an audience, then you can start thinking about how you can monetize it. And after a few years, I just had a couple of readers, and one of them was my wife. So it wasn't really making an impact. Also, after that, I said, okay, maybe instead of creating content, why don't I curate content? So I launched a newsletter, and the idea was that, again, every week I would collect the most interesting resources and articles and links on certain topics, and then I would make them available for my audience. And again, the objective was to get to thousands of subscribers because of the same reasons. After, I think it was 2 or 3 years, Steve, we got to, I still remember the number, 19 subscribers. That's it. And again, half of them were just friends being polite. And I'll give you one final example quickly. I'm a big fan of purpose-driven entrepreneurship, using business as a force for good. We have a charity partner, we have our own social impact project, and once we put together an event in collaboration with a charity partner to try and motivate people to donate something for a partner. And it didn't make a massive impact. And in all of those cases, going back to your very first question, Steve, in all of those cases, it wasn't the idea that was bad. It was just didn't make a massive impact, not because of the idea, but just because of how the idea was communicated. And in that case, how it was communicated by me. And that's what then pushed me to start my own journey to improve my own communication and presentation skills.